In this video, I'll show you what you get when you combine a trading system, proper risk management, and years of experience. That's the only way trading works long term, from decision making all the way to withdrawals. Game, saw, conquered. Watch till the end to learn how to flip losing trades into your advantage. I put together one solid resource for you. No fluff, no empty promises, and no golden button promises. It's a distilled version of my experience over the years. From working setups to indicator settings, everything in one place. I keep updating the pinned materials and they disappear fast, so I'd recommend hopping on as early as possible. And don't forget to use full promo code. Activate it to get an extra deposit bonus. Let's get our platform set up so we can start trading. I'm going to show you guys which indicators we're going to use, and I'm going to walk you through the strategy, and after that we're going to look for some trades. Let's get our platform set up first though, and we're going to add our indicators. We're going to be adding two today. We're going to be using the momentum indicator and then also the RSI. Now, I'm going to make some changes. We're going to change the momentum indicator period to 14. We're going to hit that save button, and also I want to just do some visual changes to the RSI. This is not something you have to do, but it does make reading the strategy a lot easier. And I'll show you guys why in a second. Let's just get finished setting up here. Okay, so now you will notice that my RSI has got a very predominant middle line, and the overbought and oversold lines are very much faded. I'm not going to be looking at the oversold and overbought lines at all during the strategy. So what can we see just by looking at what we have on screen? Well, we can see when the momentum changes, the RSI tends to change as well, dropping below the 50 line. Keep in mind that both the RSI and the momentum indicator are momentum indicators. So it's showing me the momentum on that price that the price has. Now, we notice something. If we look at this closely, we will notice something. We had a big drop off here, so we had a massive drop here, and our RSI switched below the 50 line, which is normal. After that, we started seeing some upwards movement, and during that period we could see that the RSI started to remain above, and the same goes for the momentum indicator. But if we look at these areas where the momentum just quickly dipped below into negative and then switched back again, we will notice that this is an area where the RSI tested and rejected the 50 line. So we are going to look for trade opportunities here. We are on a 1 minute chart, and we're going to be looking for 3 minute expiries. So basically what we're going to be looking for is an asset that's trending in a direction. We're going to see if we can find any assets where the RSI is busy testing the 50 line, where it makes a either touch or very, very close to the 50 line and then gets rejected. And then when my momentum switches over back green, in the case of an upwards move, we're just going to go with a buy. And in the case of a downwards move, we're just going to go with a sell. It's that simple. I'm also going to be trading. Every trade I'm going to be taking is going to be 10% of my balance. So let's get to trading. Okay, we are good to go. So we're going to start looking for areas or for assets that's trending. That's going to be our first thing we're going to be looking at, and then we're going to look at the behavior of the RSI and the momentum indicators. So what we're going to do is simply we're going to go down the list of assets. Because this is a 1 minute chart, it should not take us too long to find a decent entry. But we do want to see the RSI test the 50 line, and we do want to see that drop in the momentum switching over to bearish and then back to bullish, or other way around depending on the direction of the trend. We have a test here. This is something I should maybe mention as well. We did have a test here. This would not be a valid entry. The reason for this is, even though we did have the negative dip in the momentum and then it switched back to bearish, my RSI did not reject off the 50 line. So that's an important key as well. We do need to wait for that rejection. We do need to wait for that RSI to lift up back upwards from the 50 line before we can take any trades or any entries. Looks like we might have that. If the RSI does indeed lift up here, then we can go for a buy entry. If not, well, this will be the last candle that I also will allow for this if this does not start lifting, because at the moment it's just flat. There's no momentum, meaning it can go either way at any moment. So we want to see some movement. We want to see the we are in an upwards move. We did have a big pullback. We want to see some movement. There we go. RSI is lifting up from the 50 line, but we do need to wait for this candle to close, because for all we know, this candle can still close red, and if that happens, it's not going to be an entry for us. We need a big green candle by the close of it. We've got a few seconds left. Let's get ready, but I just want to see if it does push back down or does go up. Candle pushed down. My RSI did not lift, so I'm going to skip this asset. Here we go. We have an upwards move. RSI is above the 50 line. It's been testing. We have bearish momentum currently on the momentum indicator. So what we want to see now is price start moving upwards, RSI lifting, and we want to see the momentum indicator turn green. We're going to sit on this for a minute and see what happens. Maybe we should add that to our hot bar, because this might take a minute to play out. And while we wait, it's definitely not going to be on this candle, because my momentum is still needs to go green. So while we wait, we can go and maybe look at another asset. Okay, we have an upwards move here. We have the RSI testing, but we've got big green momentum, so we do not have that bearish switch over that we really want to see. Some downwards movement here. RSI testing, but again, momentum stays bearish, so we can skip that first. Okay, here we have an asset that has tested. We did not see the red momentum though. Let's go on the side of caution and we'll skip it. This might give us an entry. We have a massive sell-off here, some pullback, further downward movement, and another pullback. RSI is testing the 50 line, but we're not seeing the momentum switch yet. I really would like to see the momentum just switch over, go bullish, and then come back down. That would be the good thing, or the best thing for us to see now. Zoom in a little bit so we can see when that actually goes positive. I'm just going to add this to our list, and we can come back to it in a minute. Okay, this also looks like an asset that might give us an entry very, very soon. Let's see what this is doing. Okay, so we had the RSI breakdown below the 50 line. This is not a major break, and if it comes back immediately, I will still consider taking a trade on this. By the looks of it, it's not going to though. It looks like we're going to just keep on heading downwards. Let's see what this is doing while we add it. We did not get any bullish momentum here for a minute to get the switch back. I don't like it when we don't get the switch back, so I'm gonna leave that. We are definitely seeing now what we want to see. We've got the bearish momentum coming in. We have the RSI heading towards the 50 line. This might take a minute or two to play out. We're probably going to see a decent red candle still, or we may not. That's just a suspicion that I have. I think we're going to see another red candle or two, and if there's going to be a push upwards, we'll only see it after that. It does look like a decent rejection though. We've got this big green candle. We've got 10 seconds left. Looks like we will be able to take a trade here. Just going to wait for the close, and then we'll get in on it. Okay, we had the RSI come down and test, beautiful rejection. And we did have some bearish momentum switching back to bullish momentum, and this is what we want to see while the RSI remains bullish. So 3-minute buy trade on this, and now we just need to wait for the expiry timer to run out. While this trade is open, I think I'm just going to look at a few different assets still. Ooh, this is kind of like movement that I want to see. We did have a test here, we did have the switch over, and the momentum remained bearish right here, but the RSI rejected. So this might give us another good entry in the near future. We'll keep an eye on that one as well. No trend here. Maybe. Oh, we had a beautiful rejection here. Could have taken a buy trade on this candle here. We unfortunately missed this entry. So my RSI is not running on one side on this asset here. It's been up, broke up above, it broke below, it broke above. So this tells me that we are likely entering a ranging area. I'm not going to take chances on taking buys or sells on this. We do want that trend. We want to, this is a continuation strategy. So we do want to see that trend. We want to go with the trend continuation. Simple as that. So we do have a decent upwards move here. It's been struggling a bit, but we have an overall upwards move. So we'll see what goes on there, but we'll get back to it. Let's see what this is doing. Beautiful push upwards. This is what we like to see. We have just under a minute left on this asset, or on this position. Let's see what it does. As with any other strategy, there's going to be times when you are not finding a lot of entries, and there's going to be times when you get a bunch of entries in quick succession. If you do not find a lot of entries, you're not doing something wrong. Remember, the markets cycle on all time frames. So sometimes it's going to be great for your strategy, and other times it's not going to be so great for your strategy. Do not force trades because you feel like you're not getting enough trades in. Okay, beautiful. We did have a win there, and we played because we waited for our strategy to fire, give us a good signal, and we got rewarded for that. But yes, sometimes you're going to wait for a while to get an entry, even if you're looking at multiple assets. It just happens. So don't let that cause you to start forcing entries, to start taking positions that's not within the parameters of your entry strategy, or of your strategy's entry parameters. Wait for the conditions to change. If you are unable to wait, walk away, go do something else for 30 minutes or an hour. Come back and see what the market's like. You will be very much surprised at the amount of times I get up during the day to just simply walk away and go do something else. Doesn't look like we're going to get anything there. Let's go back to some of the assets that we were keeping an eye on. This one never gave us an entry at the end of the day. This still looks like it wants to remain bearish. We can see that the RSI is really struggling to break through the 50 line. It's showing me that the bearish momentum is being maintained, even though my momentum indicator is showing me there's a little bit of bullish momentum. What we want to see from here is some red candles. If we start seeing some green candles, then this asset would be void for our strategy, or if the RSI pushes above the 50 line. But if we do see a drop, we've got 15 seconds left on this candle. With all these big wicks, there is still reason for me to believe that we might still see a push downwards in the last minute or last seconds of the candle. It's possible that that would happen. We do want to see the RSI turn back down now. So if this does not end in a red candle, this RSI is going to pull through, and it's going to be the second candle that's pulled through on. And then obviously we're not going to look at this. Here's a asset that we might actually be able to go with. I'm going to wait for the close of this candle. If this momentum stays green, I'm going to go with a buy here, because our RSI did reject. We did have the bearish momentum switch over, and then switching back to bullish, but the RSI failed to break the 15 line, so telling me that the bullish momentum is being conserved. So if we get a green close here in 15 seconds, I'm going to go with a buy on this asset. Looks like we might get it. There we go. Momentum was green on the close. RSI did reject off the 15 line, and I'm simply entering a trade in the direction of the momentum. It's that simple. Okay, we're going to wait on that one. It's got 3 minutes to go, and while we're waiting, we'll look at a few other assets as well. This is something that might give us an entry as well. We'll keep an eye on it. At the moment, as it stands, wait, did we break through here? Yeah, this candle went bearish, but it stayed green. We'll see what happens here. This is breaking through. We did have a beautiful downward trend here, but now the RSI is breaking through. I'm not going to really trust what it does next. Okay, might have something setting up here as well. let's add this to our hotbar as well. Let's go back to the previous assets, see if there's something that is forming. All right. When the RSI starts alternating between the above and below the 50 line, this tells me that we are probably going into some sideways movement. So this asset is going to be a big no-no for me for now. No change, we're still doing the push upwards. We do need to wait for this to pull back and the RSI to go test again. So this will take quite a while to play out, that specific asset. Nope. We have just under a minute there. I'll go back to that asset in a second just to see what it's doing. But for now, I just want to see this is breaking down below, so we can remove this. This is going to test. This is a decent setup. Let's see what's happening here. Beautiful green candle. Momentum, bullish momentum picking up again. Almost done. 12 seconds left on this. And there we go. Trade is closed, successful, because we waited for our strategy. And in just about 15 minutes, 15 and a half minutes, we grew our account by 18.4%, doing 10% trades. So yeah, that's the strategy, using momentum and RSI. Be warned that it does not always go this quick. Sometimes you're going to wait a little bit longer for entries, other times it might go a little bit quicker. But it is vitally important, as with any strategy that you guys see on this channel, please practice this first, get the hang of it, understand it before you simply throw it onto a live account and start trading. Because this, again, there's no such thing as the holy grail or the perfect strategy. There will be losses. But if you do the strategy right, if you understand it and you're patient enough to wait for good entries, it is a very reliable trading strategy. If you want to see all of this live and learn from real examples, I invite you to my private community. There, I share fresh setups every day, show trades live, and break down strategies. Only people who are ready to work and grow get in. To join, message me. The contact is in the description under the video. I handpick everyone to keep the quality and the real working atmosphere. And at some point, I plan to close access completely and leave it as an internal club for those already inside. After that, getting in won't be possible. So this is your moment. Also, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss new breakdowns and useful videos. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video, and until then, may the pips be with you.